Hi everybody, this is Jason, the Science Outreach Manager and the Life Science Educator here at the Children's Museum Houston. I am inside the Inventors Workshop, inside the Invention Convention area of our museum to show you how to make a salt painting. Lots of times when we hear the word STEAM, we forget about the A. STEAM stands for science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. A lot of times we don't really consider the art part and where art can be science. What we're going to do right now is we're going to make a salt painting that looks like this. I'm actually going to fill this heart in, this kind of weird looking heart I made in. And you don't need a lot of materials to make a salt painting. You need glue and you need salt. And then you need food coloring. I have red, blue, and green right here. And then I have these pipettes so that I can get the food coloring solution, because I put water inside as well, and drip it down easily so it doesn't get everywhere all the time. Now, the science part of this doesn't come until I start to put the food coloring on, so I'll explain that in a moment. But what I'm going to do right now is show you how easy it is to make a salt painting, but also how fun it is. So I'm just going to open up my glue right now, and I'm just going to go ahead and put a bunch of glue right in the middle right here, like I'm filling it in. So I'm not going to do the whole thing, I'm just going to do this corner at first. Maybe, yeah, right up to here. So you see how I'm kind of painting with the glue? That's what you want to do. Now I'm going to set the glue aside, and then I'm going to cover it with salt. More salt than is needed, but that's okay. So I'm going to cover it with salt. Okay, you see what I did there? Okay. Now I'm going to wait a moment, and then I'm going to dump the excess salt into the trash can, which is sitting over here. So 1 moment has passed. I'm going to go ahead and dump the salt that I don't need. And as you can see, a bunch of salt stayed on. And a little bit more will fall off, but a bunch stayed on. So I'm going to clear this salt out of the way. Now, this is where science comes in. When I start to paint with the food coloring, what's going to happen is the food coloring, when I drip it on one spot, it's going to spread throughout the salt due to something called capillary action. Your capillaries that you may know about are your blood capillaries, and you know that blood flows through them. This water solution food coloring does the same thing. Even though salt is solid and is crystal, there's always a little bit of fracture inside those crystals. So when you drop the food coloring in, the water finds those cracks and starts to spread out. So let's go ahead and take a look at that and see what we can see. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use green. No, I'm going to use blue. I'm going to use blue. Ready? Watch it. I'm just going to drop it right down. You see how it's spreading around? It's not staying in one spot. It's spreading. Now, let's go ahead and do some green and see what happens. We'll put green right next to the blue. And you'll notice that it'll start to move into, oh, that was a good one. It'll start to move into the blue a little bit. Now let's go ahead and put some red in, right there. Oh, you see that? How it's spread into both, all of them. See how it's moving around and spreading? Now let's do a little bit more green over here. And then, well, you know what? I know what I want. I want red up here. And then some blue right here. And a blue right here. Right there. And right there. And you can start to see, ooh, don't do what I just did. Put your pipettes in the right cup. You can start to see how it starts to spread and mix all due to that capillary action. And then even when you pick it up like this, it'll drip a little bit, but that's okay, because that also is art. Okay, so what would I do next? I would continue putting glue on it, and I would put salt back on it and I would continue dripping in. Now, typically when you buy food coloring, you get these 4 colors. You get red, blue, green, and yellow. There is ways to get different ones though. So if you're gonna do this at home, I really encourage you to buy a bunch of different types of food coloring so that you can really get this colorful instead of just having these 3 different colors. You'll also notice that when the red drips onto the white salt, it's not exactly red. It's more like an orangish color. That's because the white sort of bleaches it out. So you'll notice things like that happening too. So you might want to add like lots of red to your water, or even not put the red in water at all, just drop the red in by itself and see what happens. The greatest thing about something like a salt painting is that if you do one at home, you can take a picture of it and you can post it on our social media so that we can see what you're doing. I'm a big fan of art. I love art. I love going to the art museums. I love talking about the science behind art. So I would love to see the creations you make. And I'd love to see you finish it. Like I said, mine's unfinished right now. I will finish it though, but for now it's unfinished. We have all the social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, we have Twitter. Take pictures, post them up. Love to see it, like we said before. With that, I am going to say my farewells. But first, I am going to mention one other thing, excuse me. If you are watching this on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you hit that subscribe button, you will be able to get notifications of all the videos that we have going up. Our Mr. OO Wow moments, our other science videos, our story times, and our Tater Tot Pop Tune songs. Now with that, I'm going to say my farewells. I hope you are doing well. I hope to see you soon. Bye for now.